Here's a short little video on getting the shaft out of this flywheel. This flywheel is going to be for the little power hammer. It's definitely overkill, but it'll help balance it out. And got to get the shaft out. Well, the flywheel is now in the shop, and I got to roll it up onto the saw. I would get the forklift in here, but there's not enough room to get it in here. Theoretically I could clear out some stuff, but this isn't terrible to roll it up that, and I'll just set the long end of this shaft in there, and then we'll go from there. Well, I got the flywheel in the hack of my saw. Hit my leg on that damn lathe. This obviously isn't a safe way to do it. The safest way to do it would be to use a portaband. I don't really have access to a portaband at the moment. My plasma cutter won't cut that thick of steel, but all of this is strong enough to support it. And that flywheel looks giant and super heavy. It's really not that heavy. It's only a couple 100 pounds. So now I'm going to cut it, and I'll have to be very, very careful, because as soon as it breaks through, that is going to want to fall off of there. So I'll have to sort of catch it and guide it back onto the rails, guide it back down, and then we'll get the rest of that shaft out. Well, I got the flywheel over here at the radial drill, supported on one end by a little stand. Got it up here using the forklift. Now I'm ready to, well, I got to back the forklift out, center up on this and drill it out. Let's see what kind of mayhem I can cause. So I've got the flywheel set up here in the radial arm drill. It's clamped to the table over there. Supported on this side with the stand. It's hanging off the side of it, obviously. This is what's nice about a radial arm drill, is you can hang something off of the side of the machine, or something that's big and awkward, you know, you can clamp it anywhere. You don't need to move the workpiece around. So I've got it just visually, the spindle is visually in the center of this shaft. It doesn't need to be very accurate. I just need to get this shaft out of here. I'm not saving the shaft. I'm saving the bore in the flywheel because I want to use it for the new shaft. However, I don't want to damage this bore. I want to save it. So I'm drilling up this shaft. Now visually I can tell that that's just a little tighter than I would hoped. Visually I can tell that my center hole is off, but once again, for what I'm doing here, it doesn't matter. I've removed several shafts like this. This is some pretty soft material, so I'll go 515 still, 4 thousandths of rev instead of 8. Well, I got it drilled out. I buried this drill from, well, of course, the end to about here. And it's, you can see I barely, this here edge was actually up here. The shaft has been pushed out a little bit, but I just barely had any meat left before I started touching that bore, which is good. I didn't end up scoring that bore. Now I'm going to go grab a shaft and start pounding out these pulleys, pounding out that shaft. Now, sadly, I didn't quite capture all of the drilling. It was, at first it was going very poorly, had a lot of issues, but as time went on, the drills found their way and started doing things nicely again. The finish in here is actually fairly decent for not actually sharpening that drill, so now I just gotta tap this out. Oh yeah, it's going. Now, usually I wouldn't recommend hammering on a cast iron pulley like this, especially as it's supported only on the ends and it's not being supported via the spokes. But in this case, I imagine it's alright, as these spokes are rather heavy. I'm not having to hit very hard. I really don't see any problem with it in this case. Gotta grab a longer bar. Hand through here, catch that. Hey, and we got it. We've got a fresh bore in here. It's already got a keyway. That'll be nice. Saved the pulleys. Oh, it's a tapered key. Maybe. Might be a tapered key. Yep. It's a tapered key. A little lock. I did essentially destroy that key by drilling straight through it. Tapered key. I drilled right through it, but I'm not too worried about that. I don't really care. Well, that's that. Now I just got to get this flywheel out of here and continue on with some other stuff.